It's been a month. What are the goods and what are the bads? What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. In this video, I'm going to talk about the Milwaukee 3rd Gen 3/8 impact wrench. Like I said in my previous video, I was going to use it for like roughly a month, test it out, see what the gun is capable of, and then let you guys know what are the goods and what are the bads of this tool. Like I said in my previous video, I initially bought the gun just to make an upgrade from my previous 3/8 Milwaukee gun. Main reason because it has more power and it gives me that extra room. Don't get me wrong, I still use my other gun. It's fine, it works no problem. But now I use this. I still use it same as the other one for under trays, plastic covers, all that, just to save me time while working on the car. But having that extra room, like I mentioned, I can do more jobs with it, more harder jobs. So I did use the gun to do rear springs on like a VW and Audi. Can't remember. It took it like 1 or 2 seconds to take the bolts out. But yeah, no problem. The gun did the job fine. Took out the bolts, replaced the springs, and then carry out with the day. I ever use it for like lower arms. I think it was like a Saab or something. Doing the lower arms, took out the bolts. No problem. Gotta keep in mind it's an M12. It's an M12 gun. It's not an M18, so it might be hesitant for 1 or 2 seconds, but then it gets out the bolt, no problem. I even use it for wheel bearing. I was doing like a wheel bearing on a Hyundai. And I had to use as well, I think it was like a 4-inch extension with the unit joint to get to the bolts because they were like in a funny place. The gun, like I said, no problem, took out the bolts, replaced the wheel bearing, and then carry out with work. The power is there, don't get me wrong. Even for wheels, I've used it to zip on wheels, especially sometimes when someone else in the shop is using the airline and I can't use my stubby air gun. I just took this out of my box, zip the wheels back on, use a torque wrench to torque them, and then carry out with other work. Don't get me wrong, the gun is pretty good. But one of the things that I would say I did realize while using this gun is I have a 2-amp battery. Now the gun makes if I'm not mistaken, 339 Newton meters of torque. Now that's like impressive power for a small size gun. Now keep in mind, 2-amp battery and power, it kind of I have a feeling of it that the 2-amp battery might not be good enough, and it happened. Basically, if you're gonna be using this gun for more big jobs, harder stuff, that you would use I don't know, like a 1/2-inch air gun or something like that, for suspension work or brakes or whatever, it takes more juice. So having a 2-amp battery, don't get me wrong, it still does the job, no problem. But I realized I had to either switch it to another fully charged battery, or if that's the only battery you have, put it to charge, because it consumes more juice. I mean, to be honest, that's common sense. You're running more power, so you need more juice. So I would recommend, if you're gonna purchase this gun, to be using it, if you're a DIY or mechanic, or if you for whatever you are, if you're gonna purchase this gun, I would recommend going with at least the 4-amp battery. Personally, I'm gonna purchase a 6-amp battery. I just feel like it's gonna be better for the gun. Obviously, you're gonna have to charge it less. It's gonna last longer, and especially if you're gonna be using the gun daily, or the majority, most of the time, if it's gonna be one of your main tools. So yeah, that's I would say my review of the gun after using it for a month. I'm pretty happy overall with the gun. Proper quality build, no problem. But yeah, like I said, the battery, if you're going to be using a 2-amp battery, keep in mind you're going to have to be charging it or switching it to another battery. So that's why I recommend get a 4-amp at least, or a 6-amp battery. that was the video, guys. If you like the video, make sure you like the video. If you want to subscribe, by all means subscribe. And I don't know if you realize this one in the corner, it's an engine stand along with more space. But this is going to be another video that I'm going to talk about. Yeah, and you guys have a good day.